a little more than a week after a prosecutor in Georgia accused former President Donald Trump of trying to undermine the results of the state's 2020 presidential election. Republicans said they would use new law to impeach him. In May, Republican Governor Brian Kemp signed into law a new commission of political appointees with the power to dismiss and discipline elected prosecutors for decisions or policies not to prosecute certain crimes. The law aims to limit or restrict pro-reform prosecutors. In the case of Fulton County, which includes Atlanta, District Attorney Fani Willis is not widely recognized as a reformer. Instead, Republican lawmakers set their sights on Willis for another reason: to put the wrong person on trial. Republican State Senator Clint Dixon said in a Facebook post Monday that Willis has accused Trump the cheeky goal of becoming some kind left-wing celebrity and should be investigated for using the justice system against his political opponents. Earlier this month, nonprofit Public Rights Project, which is working on case of a bipartisan group of Georgia prosecutors against Bill, issued an injunction on Thursday to prevent Commission from launching any disciplinary or impeachment action against a prosecutor. Lawsuits are ongoing. The Commission's main purpose was to go after prosecutors who are not supposed to be prosecuting. Enough, said Jill Habig, executive director of the Public Rights Project. It's not just about not prosecuting enough. It's also about prosecuting too much if accused is at fault. From the perspective of partisan officials who set up and commissioned this commission. Habig, who said his group did not agree with identification of prosecutors targeted by Bill, said decision to block Willis' impeachment was necessary to protect will of voters who chose prosecutors statewide. The new Georgia law is one of nearly 40 similar measures implemented in a third of states since 2017 targeting prosecutors who are implementing popular criminal justice reforms. Recent efforts to subvert the authority of elected prosecutors have been largely directed by white Republican lawmakers in gerrymandered states against black Democrats in liberal cities. Habig said, "This is part of a national trend that we see predominantly white, often gerrymandered state legislatures targeting prosecutors, often black prosecutors. More than a third of states have considered passing legislation aimed at retaliating local prosecutors for pursuing policies they disagree with." Habig said, "This is part of a national trend where we see predominantly whites, often gerrymandered state legislatures targeting prosecutors, mostly black prosecutors, often prosecutors elected in cities and counties with more black-brown populations. So it's really important to highlight the partisan and racial nature of this retaliation," stating that words of State Senator Dixon were the first shot to bow. Habig said, "The drumbeat is just beginning." Another rep who